Welcome back to the channel, guys, and we're smoking all my dragons, divine righteous, almighty greats, overachieving, never slacking. So, what made me want to tap into this video today, which is titled "The List of Cakes." Hold on, let me pull it up. The list of famous types of British cakes to eat in the UK, and this is by everything. I want to say Zanny. So when I was growing up, right, in my town, there used to be certain places. Like I remember on the main street, which is called Washington Ave. There was like this. There was this bakery, and walking across as a kid, you would just see like the display through the window of all the different cakes, and it was pretty cool. That closed down a while ago. I mean, it's been gone for over maybe over 15 years. I mean, it's been gone for a while. So this is when I was a kid, like, um, and then just going to certain places in my town. Like I mentioned this yesterday in a video, something called the cider mill, which the cider mill it opens up every fall from around late August till I want to say early November, early mid November, and they sell cider and donuts and things like that. But I feel like bakeries just they definitely do something to the heart, right? You know, it just not even if you don't even have to really like dessert like that. Just just the way people get so creative. You know, you ever see people, especially those elders who get creative when they're making desserts and just I mean, they just fabulous, fabulous stuff. So with that being said, that's really what brought me here. I can't tell you why my mind was there in that zone, but we're gonna get into the list of famous type of British cakes. Here we go. And this also gives me ideas for something to possibly make in the near future with holiday season approaching faster and faster. That's definitely the season for us Americans to start to get creative with foods and desserts. So looking at this could definitely give me a lot of ideas. So cakes have always been a classic favorite British dessert. Afternoon tea would not be complete without the traditional cake served on a tiered plate stand. Some of the famous British cakes and sweets are named after monarchs or the town they originated from. Okay. From British royal desserts to a pub classic, puddings and cakes have got it all covered. And I'm definitely reading because the text right there is kind of hard to see, so I'm definitely gonna read it for you guys. Yes, I want to know. Well, I want to know the classic British cakes and what are they used in America? Are some of our favorite stuff? Do what I'm trying to say is, do we get that from the Brits when it comes to cakes? I can sit here right now and say I have never heard of a coffee and walnut cake. Never in my life. This is an iconic sponge cake that is a staple on a British table. Generally, it is round and has a coffee flavored butter icing in between two pastry layers. The spongy layer and buttercream are caramel flavored. Never seen it, never heard of it, ever. If you are looking for a delicious British cake, then you definitely must have considered a delicious Bakewell recipe. You've most likely heard of the traditional Bakewell tart, which includes short crust pastry with some sort of fruit based jam and frangipan? What is that? Frangipan? What is that? Listen, yeah, I don't cherry Bakewell. Nope. Nope. Maybe I've tasted some of this and just didn't know. But no, I've never heard of someone say these or describe these cakes as like cherry Bakewell or coffee and walnut. Like no, never. Says British fruitcake is synonymous. Fruitcake in general is synonymous with Christmas. It is made. I wish they would have made the text a little bigger, but it says it is made from dried fruits and nuts soaked in sugar. Due to the sugar, it has a long shelf life, and this helps to make it a perfect gift for the holiday season. Some recipes in alcohol, which is an additional component for its preservation, also labeled as a traditional British wedding cake. Okay. Now, obviously, I've heard of fruitcake, never tried it, but British fruitcake, no, no. Carrot cake. Now, I like me some carrot cake, guy. It says it is believed that the carrot cake's origin, one of the most famous British cakes out there, is the carrot pudding made in Middle Ages. The major influence for its evolution is the scarcity of sugar and sweeteners. People during the Middle Ages used carrots as a substitute for sugar most of the time. Pineapple, raisins, and nuts are added to the recipe. Okay, yeah, I like carrot cake. I definitely like carrot cake. I don't eat stuff like this too often. I try to take some cake a little bit. I say like once every 2 months. That's generally how I move when it comes to sugar, period. But I definitely like carrot cake. Did I know that came from the Brits? No. The sponge type of cakes tend to be the best to me. Also known as Victorian sandwich. Mm. Well, then again, all cakes are kind of spongy, but I guess it's a certain way. Like how that looks, that sandwich look. Every time I've ate a cake that's cut that way, it just with the layers, yeah, yeah. Also known as Victorian sandwich, this is one of the best British cakes. The English cake for afternoon tea is afternoon tea. Yeah, that must be real big out there. The English cake for afternoon tea is named after Queen Victoria. It is a sponge cake with a middle layer of jam and cream. The classic jam is raspberry, but modern versions may differ. French fancies. How do I pronounce this, y'all? Simnel? French fancies, never heard of. Simnel, never heard of. Simnel cakes were made for the pre-Easter season. Its name is derived from Mothering Sunday, also known as Simnel Sunday. A Simnel cake is a light fruit cake that has 2 layers of almond paste, and the top layer is capped by a circle of eggs made of the same paste. I can't really catch that last one. Hold on, let me see. Is that like cinnamon? Boom! Ah, gotta be quicker. I gotta be quicker. Hold on. I want to say it's a Chelsea cake. Okay. So Chelsea, with process of making a Chelsea cake is similar to producing a cinnamon roll. That's really all I can really read. These videos pop up so quick at the end. Yeah, that's hard to get right there. Yeah, them videos at the end, those 2 videos blocked it out. But the only thing I recognized was the carrot cake. That's it. That's the only thing I recognize. Unless we like say things by different names, but even then, I still just don't. I didn't really recognize stuff like that in America. When we talk about like if someone says, "Okay, what flavor cake do you like?" Generally, we just mean chocolate, vanilla, like or strawberry, like the basic. Maybe like what's that one cake like red velvet. We have our certain names, but Generally speaking, it's kind of like talking about ice cream in a sense. Oh, I like vanilla. I like chocolate cake. Like that's more so the American way. I feel like the Brits are definitely more fancy. I don't know if I want to be too quick to say that. I guess generally more fancy. There's this one lady that was my mom's friend. She was about 20, 30 years older than my mom, but my mom was real cool with her. And she, when me and my brother were kids, she was just one of those people that when you go to her house, whew, she holidays, she's just she's having you in the kitchen with her helping, just the icing and just showing that. I think that's why I fell in love with just baking, just because of those feels, those vibes. That's why it's like with children, it's so important to, I guess, make every moment special for them because it sticks in their heart. And as they get older, they share that with the world, and I feel like that's what makes the world a better place. Um, yeah. I mean, think about it. When you look at most psychopaths and you study, you see they had a really messed up childhood. Like a lot of them had really messed up parents. But I feel like the most beautiful people, even if you didn't have the best parents, it was just something that it's something you're able to tap into in your heart that you were connected to as a child. And I feel like that's what that meaning is. A child may lead the way. I feel like that's mostly talking about having a childlike heart, not a childlike mind, but a childlike heart. So I feel like when we create, whether it's for some people it's building, some people it's getting wood, and me and my cousins, we built a cabin when we were a kid, or not a cabin, like forts out of wood in a behind a Kmart, but literally in the trees right around it. It was crazy, but anyway, in the woods. That's what I'm trying to say. But build, whether it's building like that or whether it's cooking, whether it's baking, something tells me that these creative things, it does something to where it adds a value to the world, right? And it sparks a certain type of energy that just kind of raises the frequency when you feel good doing it, though, not when you're forced. When you feel good, when it's something you're passionate about. Because like I said, I don't even eat cakes like that. I don't even, but I get excited talking about it because I think about all those memories. I think about walking down, you know, Washington Ave growing up and seeing that bakery. Like even every time I go there now, when I pass it, it's something else now, but it always comes to my head. I feel like that's special. And for those people that have stores in their hometowns, like that have had stores like restaurants for 30 plus years, I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about as far as how your store, whether it's a little cute retail store, or clothing store, I'm sure how that's affected people for years. How many people probably come in here and say, "Man, this I've loved this store so long." So that's the feeling I get from just when I think about cakes in general. Think about holiday season. I think about all the special people in my life that I seen that really were like could finesse so well with their hands and could just it always just blew my mind away how we could go to the store, we just get this box and you just turn it into this, I don't know. That was beautiful to me, right? I guess it's a certain spirit I'm talking about. Not everybody's going to be able to understand that spirit. That's why they say some people are living, and then there's people that I think the phrase is some people die and never get to live. You don't need money to live. In fact, there's some people that are so broke that money's all that they have. And I'm gonna wrap it up with that, and I'm gonna say, everybody, enjoy your day, and I wish you all the best. Much love. I need some water.